Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm gonna try to make this video, despite the background noise. I'm gonna try not to lose my shit. I'm gonna try to keep my composure. So, before I show you this video, I made the same video yesterday, or the day before. And I made 20 videos involving racism and stuff. And I had to delete them all because people wouldn't let me do what I do. So, first and foremost, the topic is really hot, being that I just watched a police officer tase a white dude versus the black fella that got shot. Both of them had knives, and the white dude was tased, and that kind of pissed me off. But in the defense of the cop, it was a woman, and he called her all kinds of whores and bitches, and she was a cop. And personally, if I was her, I would have winged that fucker in the leg too. But she tased him. You know, she was all by herself, and she tased him instead of actually using deadly force, which I give her mad props. And yeah, she was a white lady, and he was a white man with a fucking big ass knife in a shopping center. So yeah, I give her mad props for that because she did what was necessary, and she tased him. However, she still could have shot him with the real gun. She could have shot him in the femur. He probably would have bled out and died before backup got there, but that would have been on him because he had a big fucking knife. Alright, now, in the videos in which I deleted, I talked about how if you've never had a gun pointed at you, or if you've never had a knife pulled out on you, then you have no idea how dangerous a knife and a gun actually are. And in some cases, in the right hands, a knife is more deadlier than a gun, depending on striking distance. And I pointed that out because as a young man in my 20s, in my 30s and in my teens, I've had 2 guns or more pulled out on me in my life. Vividly remembering at 14 that I was dating a girl who was dating a 23-year-old or 24-year-old who pulled a gun out in my face and threatened to shoot me. Now here's the thing, I've been studying martial arts since I was 6 years old, 7 years old. I've been fighting since I was 6 years old, but I've been studying martial arts since I was 7. As good of a fighter as I am, I'm not bulletproof. I'm also not stupid. Alright? I live in reality. Yeah, I would love to have been the guy that does that Power Ranger double dragon backflip, put the knees in the back, and put this motherfucker in a code breaker. Yeah, that would have been great in fantasy. In reality, I'm not faster than a speeding bullet. Even as fast as I was at 14, I wasn't faster than the bullet. You know, so that shit didn't happen. What happened was, I'm standing there, she's on this side of me, the guy with the gun's on this side of me, and I got nowhere to go. He's threatening to shoot me. 23-year-old threatening to shoot a 14-year-old because I'm dating his girlfriend, which I didn't know was his girlfriend, who by all rights of the law shouldn't have been his girlfriend. Hi, Sophia. At 14, I started dating her in June. He apparently had been dating her before that, and clearly they were fucking. I wasn't fucking her. I was working my way to it, but it wasn't going to happen after that day. So guy pulls a gun out on me. I hadn't even had sex with the girl yet. But, you know, we're just getting to know each other. We're in the getting to know each other phase of our relationship. It's a summer romance, so it's pretty sure that by August the relationship's going to be over because I'm heading back to freaking Charlottesville. So, I'm looking at the barrel of the gun. Life slows down when you're looking at the barrel of a gun. Life slows down when you're looking at a knife in someone's hand. And that's what you have to understand. The reason why I brought up the white cop shooting the white guy with the taser and the knife versus the black guy getting shot, which I'm going to show you that video in a minute. But I'm going to show you a class action point really quickly. If I can do this without making a hella mess. Trying to hold my knife in my bag of stuff here. Alright. This is a Filipino knife, aka the butterfly. Okay? Which I can no longer close like I was when I was younger. So this knife pointing at you this way kind of doesn't look real dangerous because it's through a machine, which looks a whole lot different when it's right there at your face. That knife could be this big. Or even this big. But in your face, it looks this big. Alright, and this is a knife. Believe it or not, it's a knife. It's a Gerber. Now, the reason why I did that is because my opinion is going to piss y'all off. And the highest point of festivity when I start talking. It's going to piss you off. And I know it's going to piss you off. So I'm preparing you now. See, if you have never had a gun or a knife pulled out on you, then you don't know the dangers in which those cops felt. Alright? Now, granted, if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to show you the video. I'll try to be quiet the first time I show you the video. But I'm going to tell you, those cops did tell that young black man to stand down. They told him to back up, actually. They were, stay back, man, stay back. And he continued to aggressively approach them in a Jason manner. And by Jason manner, he was walking right at them. And yeah, I later would find out that this young man had mental illness. However, his mom tried to stop him. He kept walking at the cops with a knife. Now let's just point this out for a minute. This man is black. And there's a lot of things that we black people need to understand. And I say this lovingly towards cops, and I say this lovingly towards other black people. If your ass is brown, it's highly likely that you're going to be going down. How you choose to go down is up to you. If you want to get shot, and you keep doing stupid, aggressive stuff, you're going to get shot. Now, what I will say is that other videos have come out with people talking about this, and I'm going to agree with some of these people. They could have tased him. They could have shot him in the leg. They didn't have to put 13 or 9 rounds into the man. You know, they put a lot of rounds. I couldn't count them all, but they did put a lot of shots into him. And there was 2 of them. So there was no reason why they could not wing this guy. He'd still be alive today. They could have winged him. They could have zapped him. They could have tased him. They could have done everything they could do. Then level the playing field by putting a clip into this young man. He could still be alive today for 2 reasons. He could have been alive today if he had stopped when his mom told him to stop. That's on him. He could be alive today if the cops would have took less aggressive action and used a taser versus a Glock. You understand the concept. There's 2 sides to this, and we're all who are black are going to go with the black side of this, which is not exactly right. I've stared down the barrel of a gun more than once. I tell you the first story, so let me tell you the second story before I show you the video, so that you'll understand the danger of a gun and a knife. Because a knife is just as deadly in the right hands as it is in the wrong hands. And coming at you face to face with a knife, you will understand how scared those cops had to be. If you've never had a knife or a gun pointed in your face, then you don't understand shit. Understand that. I've had a knife and guns pointed at me. Second story. So, my cousin was murdered, and his nephew, and my brother, and his 2 brothers, which would be my cousins, all decided, my cousin hadn't even been in the ground maybe 3 days. So they all decided, we're going to punk James. We're going to fuck James. We're going to make this fucker get scared of a gun and shit on himself. Now up here, my synaptics won't right. My synaptics still probably ain't right. But I have a mentality of, you're going to take me out, you're coming with me. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. If I can get close enough to you, I'm taking you with me when I go. I may die, but I ain't going by myself. I still believe that to this day. Yeah, and I think the Army probably instilled that a little bit more strongly in me. So, we got 4 people. We have my cousin who has the gun, whose uncle got killed, for some unfinished business. And then we have his uncle's brother and cousin and my younger brother, who were behind the house setting off a cherry bomb. while my cousin with the gun decides to draw his gun out on me. Now, it's not loaded, but I don't know that shit. I'm coming home. I don't know where I was coming from, but we're right at the neighbor's house where they're setting off the cherry bomb in the back. He draws the gun on me. Point blank range. Striking distance. I got nowhere I can go, honestly. Because I'm right there. Plus gun. So we're like right there. His arm plus the little 9mm gun pointed at my chest. And he's talking mad shit. He's like, I'm going to kill your bitch ass now, motherfucker. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Now, mind you, his uncle ain't been in the ground 3 days, and he's out to kill me. But none of that fire existed when his uncle was getting shot. I want to point that out. So he's got the gun. He's pointing it at me. He's fixing to shoot me. And I'm like, you know what? It's pretty bad that your uncle just got laid down 3 days ago, and you out here got a gun on your cousin, and you about to shoot me. Why? Because I'm a decent black man, and I'm out working my ass off while y'all was slinging and doing things. Well, these things happen when you don't do the correct shit with your life. When you make bad choices. You have to live with those choices. And I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feeling who's watching this shit. You have to live with your choices. And maybe if you actually tried to go out and do something right with your life, instead of thugging and other stuff that you shouldn't be doing, you would not die in a hail of bullets. So he's got the gun. Cherry bomb goes off. I'm thinking this motherfucker shot at me and missed. Because after the cherry bomb went off, I'm like this. I'm searching. And the first thing I'm thinking, wow, I've been shot and it don't hurt. You know, it's not like what everybody told me that getting shot hurts. And I'm thinking, I'm looking for an entry wound because I'm in shock from the cherry bomb. But there's no bullet. Now I'm pissed. First I thought this motherfucker whose family just shot me. And there's no bullet wound. So I didn't feel anything whiz by me. But I heard the bomb. My right leg shook a little bit. And I thought, that if I ever got shot that I would shit on myself. But I didn't shit on myself. That was like the only good news out of this whole thing. And I looked at him and I said, motherfucker, you missed at point blank range. You're gonna fucking die. And without thinking, I start stepping towards him. My brother, his uncle and cousin come running around the corner. It's a joke. It's a joke. I said, no. See, you joke with somebody who's afraid to die. You don't joke with somebody who doesn't give a fuck if I live or die as long as I take you with me when I go. And that's been my mentality for a long time. Because I'm 5'3.5". Everybody wants to whoop my ass because I'm small. And everybody who has tried has found out that dynamite comes in small packages too. Now, at this point, I got my hand close enough to this cat where I can grab him and the gun. And they're like, the gun's not loaded, the gun's not loaded. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to beat this motherfucker to death. He's going to be with his uncle now because he decided, one, we're family and he wants to shoot me for being a decent black man out trying to get a job, trying to bust my ass. I was at work when the uncle got shot. Wasn't my fault. Don't take it out on me. Need to be going after the motherfucker that did it. But that wasn't how they saw that shit. So, they decided, let's punk James. Because he thinks he's a badass. I never claimed to be a badass. But the bad don't fuck with me. Because I am 1000% certified crazy. And if you want to fight, you don't want to fight with me. Because I'm not staying down. You're going to have to kill me to stop me. Period. And that stands to this day. Hip replacement or not. I might have to end you a lot quicker than I would want to, but I can still fight. So, I'm about to show you this video about this young man, Mr. Wallace. And in my opinion, and I'm sorry, I'm going to piss y'all off. In my opinion, he threw his life away. Period. You can hear that hollering, back up, back up. He threw his life away. I don't care what any of you say. This young man was told to back up more than one time. I will state, again, the cops could have tased him. It would have been better for everybody if they just tased him. But they didn't do that. So bad news for them. They shot this young man. They didn't have to do that. They could have found a better solution. They could have tased him. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you this damn video.
Yo, watch my wood. Yo, crazy over it. Oh my God! Oh my God! Bro, they just killed them in front of me. Yo! Yo! Y'all ain't had to give him that many shots. Y'all ain't had to give him that many shots. Yo, what the? Yo! This crazy, cuz. Yo!
Now, I would make a part 2 of this video, but instead I'm just going to keep going. Because I have to go to work in like 20 minutes. But I want to talk to y'all about that shit. Dude's right. They did not have to give him that many shots. One to the leg would have done. No. One directly to the leg. Now I'm going to show you this video again. And this time, I'm going to tell you, right off the bat, where he went wrong. And you're not going to like what I have to say.
Yo, watch my wood.
That's his mom.
Yo,
His mom is trying to keep him out of trouble. Then they told him to back up. He kept coming. He kept coming.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Bro, they just killed them in front of me. Yo! Yo! Y'all ain't had to give him that many shots. Y'all ain't had to give him that many shots. Yo, what the? Yo! This crazy, cuz. Yo!
And let me tell you something. As a person who's had a gun drawn on him more than once, as a person who's had a knife pointed at him more than once, I've been trained how to disarm knives in Mr. Ennis' school, the Inner Stairway at Martial Arts. He's no longer with us. God rest his soul. He committed seppuku, or harikari. Mostly we call it harikari, but he didn't do the star student beheading him thing. I'm going to tell y'all, off the bat, a knife is a dangerous weapon. You may not think that because nowadays everybody just uses guns. But a knife is no less dangerous than a gun. And 9 times out of 10, when somebody's going to stab you, you don't even know where the knife came from or where it went to. Not like a gun that's big and bulky and you can pretty much see that coming. Unless they shoot you through their pants pocket, which a smart person would do. Not that I'm preaching that you should go shoot anybody. But the thing about weapons, man, you know, police officers, military. They're the only ones that I think legally should have them. Unless you're hunting for food, you don't really need a weapon. You should probably learn how to fight. But in this world, nobody really knows how to fight anymore. Not really. No. I'm going to say this, and I mean this lovingly and all honesty. You know, first and foremost, the police officers view black people as more of a threat than anybody on the planet. And you can watch any video you want to contest me on this, but the truth of the matter is, they will go out of their way to tase a white man before they tase a black man. Comes to a black man, pow, pow, pow. Write it up in the report. Or as Dave Chappelle say, sprinkle some crack on him, you know. And seriously, truly to God, that's pretty much how they view it. You know, if you are a man of color, I'm light-skinned, I'm still black. I'm mixed, but I'm still black. I'm still the biggest threat to a police officer if I have anything in my hand. It could be groceries, it could be a cell phone. Still the biggest threat. Still the biggest threat. Because I'm colored. Shooting me would not be a good idea because when they run my record, and they will, they say, okay, this guy was a vet, couple of infractions with the law called speeding tickets, doesn't do drugs, doesn't hang out with drug dealers or users, he does comic books, he does cosplay, he has a YouTube channel where he does kung fu, and every now and again he insults the President of the United States, the current red-headed stepchild in charge. But as far as doing shit this criminal and deviant, we got nothing. So, you know, and the thing about that is, I said before, how you approach somebody as a police officer can really make the difference on who's going to have a bad day. And if you're already having a bad day because somebody took the time to start quoting law things to you and all the other stuff, you know, it's always going to be a wise ass is going to test the cop's knowledge. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have that kind of time. I am not going to sit here and spend my entire day reading Penal Code 434 or 53361-2 slash 8-9116150 that says I can't spit on the sidewalk. No, that is not a real thing. But legally, you aren't supposed to spit on the sidewalk in Charlottesville. I don't know if they ever really can enforce that because so many people spit on the sidewalk that it's not funny. Unlike Singapore, where if you're caught with chewing gum, it's a fucking problem. Yeah. So, you know, hey, that's another reason why I'm never going to Singapore. I can't have gum. What if my breath is just kicking like Bruce Lee and I need to talk to a pretty chick, but my breath stinks? Yeah, that's not going to work for me. Can I at least have breath mints? Because, you know, I don't go too far without those things. But yeah, you know, when you're amongst those things, you know, how do we fix this problem? One, you do not defund the police. You need to reform the police. And I will make a video about that when I get off from work, if I don't forget we had this conversation. But, you know, when you are in danger, your fight or flight will kick in. Those guys had flight first, and then they had fight. However, if you find a video with the young white lady who tases the guy in a shopping mall after he calls her all kinds of bitches and whores and I will fucking kill you, bitch. And these are his words. I've seen it on Instagram. I can't find it here, but let's try and find out. Let's see if we can find it. YouTube. If I find it, I'll play it. If I don't find it, then I won't. Let's see. White female officer. Tazo. So that's how you spell that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to show up. I'm not that blessed. That's not the one. There's a lot of videos here. That ain't the one. 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 That ain't the one either. There it is. Hot damn. I found it. Oh, motherfucker. The following content has been identified by YouTube community. Yes, I wish to proceed. Okay, here we go. Where the hell's the volume?
911, what is the address of your emergency? Union Hill, 43rd Avenue, Union Hills, AC on the Market. What's going on there? There's a man with a knife, and he's drunk, and he's assaulting the customers.
Is he threatening anybody with it?
Yes, he is. He hasn't threatened with the knife yet, but he is armed.
Is he inside or outside with the store?
He's inside right now, and he's threatening them.
plays before I have to go to work, so I can finish this. Alright, that's him calling her all kinds of bitches and whores in the video.
Drop the knife.
Okay, here we go.
No,
Put it on the ground.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Put it on the ground. Put it on the
Get out of
ground.
my face! White! Get your fucking face out of
He's
here!
threatening people. I need another unit now.
Get
Hey,
out of my
hey!
face!
Put the knife down.
Shut your fucking
No,
mouth!
no.
Bitch.
Put the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife down.
Shut
Put
up!
the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife
Shut
down.
up!
Put the
Shut
knife
up!
down.
Shut
Put
up!
the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife
Shut
down.
up!
I'm
Shut up!
serious. Put the knife
Shut your
down.
fucking mouth!
Put the knife
Shut
down.
your fucking
Put it
mouth!
on the ground. Sit.
Really?
Sit on the ground.
No!
Yes.
No, shoot me!
Yes.
Shoot me! I'll
Put it on the ground.
I'll kill you, you stupid little bitch!
He's following me around with a
I'll fucking
knife.
slice your fucking
Another new
throat!
unit. I need another
Oh,
unit.
jeez!
Hey, put it on the ground.
What?
Put it on the ground.
What on the
Put
ground?
it. The knife.
What on the ground?
Put the knife on the ground.
Fucking mouth!
Put
Get
the
your
knife on-
fucking ass!
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up!
Put the knife
Shut
on the
up!
ground.
Shut up!
Put the knife on the
Shut
ground.
up!
Put the knife on the ground. 998. 998. Put the knife.
I got it on video. Fuck!
Hey, get up. Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground.
We are witnesses! Hey!
Hey, put it on the ground. What? Put it on the ground. What? Bring it. The knife. What on the ground? Put the knife on the ground. Put the knife on the ground. Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up!
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up!
Put the knife on the
Shut
ground.
up! We are witness video. I got it all on video.
Now that y'all saw that, and you even got extra than what I got to see, so I'm gonna have to watch that again later. So let me just make sure I save that, because I didn't get to see all of it while I was showing it to y'all. That officer, I give her mad props, because the dude was drunk. He called all kinds of bitches, threatened to kill her, all that shit. What's the difference between her and those other two cops is really quite simple. She was smart enough to use her taser and subdue the subject, even though he had a big-ass knife. And his knife was bigger, way bigger than the knife the black guy had. But she gets mad props because she did use force, but she didn't use lethal force. She tased his ass. And that you have to give her her credit for, versus the two cops that shot the black fella. Now, they did tell the guy, you've seen it on this video, you've seen both videos now, and you see why I compared them. I had to find this one, but you've seen how she did what they should have done. So I give her mad props. Don't get it twisted. I don't take nothing from the cops that shot the black guy. I really don't. Because they told him to back up at least twice. His mom tried to stop him at least once. He threw his life away, and I'm sorry if I'm pissing y'all off. I'm sorry if I'm hurting your feelings. I'm sorry. Nobody likes a truth teller, and I'm sorry. But the fact of the matter is, the first time that he was told to back up, he should have stopped. When his mom tried to grab him, he should have stopped. He didn't stop. Now, you might get mad at me for pointing that out. But no matter how you watch that video, no matter what you see, even when their body cams are finally going to be released, you can't say that they did not tell him to drop the weapon. They told him, put the knife down, back up, man, back up. It's clear as day that they are warning him that they are about to use lethal force. Now, that's the part that sucks. They should not have used lethal force. They should have tased this man. They should have tased Mr. Wallace, and it would have been no crap that's happening right now. But they clearly didn't think that all the way through when they decided to unload into him. Which is sad that he lost his life. But again, I'm sorry. He kind of threw his life away. I'm not going to replay that video, but y'all seen the video. It's all over the news now. He threw his life away. So I'm going to post this now so I can go to work. But if I'm lucky, there will be more to come. Thanks for watching. Kung Fu Havoc number 2, BC and U.